Hello, everyone. This is Hashem Ming Garrett. Welcome to HMG. Thanks for joining me. Today, I want to talk with you about your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. You are wiser than you give yourself credit for. You can overcome the obstacles that you feel are overwhelming. You have inner strength. Part of that inner strength that you may not be aware of is so far into your subconscious that it is truly woven into your DNA. When I was a teenager, I was shot and paralyzed. Could not move from my waist down. But somehow, from that terrible event, I found inner strength. Today, I want to just share with you, and I hope that you write this down or put it into your memory or play this again. Today is 2/2/2022, and you will retrieve the inner strength that you have within you. You may not understand it, but everything that you need to succeed in life, you already have. You just have to unearth it. Let me give you an example. When I was informed in the hospital that I would not be able to walk, I recall one day being in my room, and I asked the doctor. I kept asking him, why am I feeling this pain in my leg? Why am I this pain? Where's this pain coming from? And one doctor came in, and he wasn't my doctor. I'd never seen him before. My mom was sitting in the chair next to me and said, Doc, why is this pain, this sharp pain in my leg? And without blinking an eye, the doctor said, oh, that's that pain that you feel. That's your muscles dying. And all your muscles in your legs are going to shrivel up and die. And he closed the door. I'm looking at my mom, and she looked at me. And she said, Hashem, you got to read the Bible. Come, we've got to read. But those terrible bedside manners that he exhibited in that minute and in that moment, it allowed me to tap into my inner strength. I felt so low. And what I did was I began to read the Bible. And the Bible showed me that there is a spark in all of us that we don't realize that gives us the strength to persevere. We often say, children, they are very resilient. They're very resilient. Well, if children are so resilient, then why aren't adults resilient? We are. We just have lost the ability to find peace in a chaotic world because we're busy, right? We're busy making money, and we're busy trying to figure out ways to make money. We're busy trying to please our spouses and boyfriends and girlfriends and bosses and employers and friends and parents, and right? We're busy trying to please everyone. And we've forgotten how to just recognize that we are important first. If you do not take care of yourself, you cannot be any good to anyone else. Taking care of self is important. And as you begin to take care of self, you will realize that strength. You know, I've always heard the saying, you can't find yourself until you're by yourself. Today is 2/2/2022. I have realized over the last 30 years of being paralyzed that I am strong. I am important. And if I am not important to anyone else, I know that I am important to me. My health counts. It matters. My sanity, my peace, it matters. Me setting goals for myself, it matters. That inner strength that I have is where I remember that I matter. And I have to take time out for myself. And then I realize you can do it. There's a scripture. It's a quote in the Quran, right? You know, there are a few billion Muslims all throughout the world. And there's a quote that I've read that it says, Allah is closer to you than your own jugular vein. And it's saying that the creator of the universe he's within you. You know, sometimes in life we get so caught up on race, about blacks and the whites, and we talk about Asians, and we speak about Latin Americans. We speak all about the things that we are trying to divide us, but in reality, we fail to remember that we are all one race, the human race. That inner strength allows me to realize that you and I are truly no different. And I know as men, we are constantly being bombarded to not show emotions, right? It's fine for women to cry. It's fine for women to be emotional, right? They can have the whole gamut of emotions. They can be sad. They can be depressed. They can be worried. They can be anxious. They can be angry. They can be in love. But us men, the one emotion that we can truly embrace, that the world accepts, is it's okay for a man to be angry. It's not okay for us to be scared. It's not okay for us to be sad. It's not okay for us to be confused. We're supposed to be in control all the time. And when we can't, and we feel like we've lost control, bad things happen. But we are strong. But we are also weak and vulnerable at times. And when we have a hard time tapping into our inner strength, we have to lean on others. And so when that doctor told me, yes, the muscles in your legs are going to shrivel up and die, he wasn't being facetious. It truly happened. It's atrophy. If you don't use them, you lose them. And yes, he had terrible bedside manners in that moment. But I was in that moment able to lean on my mom, and she was able to say, you know what? I don't have the answers. Let's read together and see how this can help you and I. And so I hope that you will take away from this short little monologue that you are strong. You are surrounded by human beings who are going through the same things that you go through. And you are surrounded by people who truly do care, but sometimes they have forgotten to display that affection. And sometimes we're not able to receive it because we're not in a good space in that moment. But just know that you are special. You are loved. You can accomplish the things that you would like to accomplish. Steve Jobs said, overnight success stories take a long time. It says the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. You are loved. It says love is like a snowflake. Everything that it covers, it beautifies. If we can just remember that the strength that we need to succeed and to achieve our goals, we can accomplish. But it takes time. That peace that we're looking for, it takes time. The success that we're looking for, it takes time. It takes patience. And don't beat yourself up when you don't feel like when you're not accomplishing everything as quickly as others. It's okay. It's okay. But just be grateful for life. Be grateful for your health. Be grateful for those that are around you that do care for you. You are not alone. You are loved. And men, it is okay to ask for help. Young boys, teenagers, it is okay to ask for help. Thank you so much for taking the time to just hear me. And I hope that we will get a chance to be together on my monologues. You all stay well.